The question is find the equation of straight line containing the point 32 and making positive equal intercepts on the axis. So this is the straight line, let's say, which passes through the point or which contains the point 32. Okay, let's say this is the point 32. Okay, and making positive equal intercepts. Positive equal intercept means OA is one intercept, this X intercept, which is positive because A is in the positive direction, and OB is the Y intercept because B is in the positive direction of Y. Okay, so this straight line is such that it passes through this point 32 and it makes positive equal intercept. That means these two intercepts, OA and OB, must be equal. Okay, now if OA and OB are equal, then if I take the coordinates of A as, let us say, A0, because A is a point on the x-axis, and because OA and OB are equal, I can take the coordinates of B as 0A, right?
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Because if this length is A units, then the coordinates of A will be A0, right? And the coordinates of B will be 0A, right? So I start by saying, let the coordinates of A and B be A0 and 0B, 0A respectively, right? Now see, A and B are both points on the straight line, right? That means we can find out the equation of the straight line in terms of A, right? So here A is A0, right? Here A, let's say x1, y1, is, let's say, A0, and B is x2, y2, let's say B0A. Okay. So since I know 2 points on the straight line, I can find the equation of the straight line AB. So therefore, equation of the straight line AB is by 2-point form, y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1, right? Now put the values here. Y minus y1 is 0, y2 is a, y1 is 0, x2 is 0, minus x1 is a into x minus x1 is a. Okay, that means you get y is equal to a by minus a into x minus a, right? Now a and a cancel, so you're only left with y is equal to minus x minus a. That means now you get y is equal to minus x plus a. So now if you take everything on the left hand side, so from minus x, this will become plus x plus y. Y is already there on the left hand side, and a when transposed to the other side becomes minus. This is the equation of the line AB. Okay. Now a is unknown to us, right? But we also know that 3, 2 is also a point on this straight line, right? So that means if 3, 2 is a point on this straight line AB, that means it must satisfy the coordinate must satisfy the equation of the straight line. So since 3, 2 is a point on a straight line AB, therefore 3, put x is equal to 3 and put y is equal to 2, minus a is equal to 0. That means you get a is equal to 5, right? Now in this equation you have got a is equal to 5, right? With the help of what information? That this point is a point on this straight line. Hence required equation of the straight line is required equation of the straight line is x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0, right? And that should be your answer. Okay, now there are at least 3 ways of doing this problem, at least. Okay, we'll proceed with the next question. Okay, next question is question number 30. In question number 30, you see a diagram is given, right? The diagram is somewhat like this. Now this is your x-axis, okay? They have shown you which quadrant in this. If you see this, these are your axes of coordinates. This is your first quadrant. As I told you in class 9, this is your second quadrant. This is your third quadrant, and this is your fourth quadrant, right? In this, they have shown you the fourth quadrant. Okay. So this is y, and this is the negative direction of y. Okay. And the point of intersection of the straight line with the x-axis is given to be a, and the point of intersection of the of the straight line with the y-axis is given to be b. Okay. And a point is given here, p 2 minus 3. Okay. Next, let's read the question now. This is the figure. A and B are 2 points on the x-axis and y-axis respectively, which you can see A and B are 2 points. P2 minus 3 is the midpoint of AB. Now P, this point, is the midpoint of AB. That means this length here must be equal to this length. Okay. You need to find out the coordinates of A and B. That is the first question. Okay. So let's find out the coordinates of A and B. Now see, because A is a point on the x-axis, I can take the coordinates of A to be A0. And because B is a point on the y-axis, I can take the coordinates of B to be 0b. So I start by saying let the coordinates of A and B be A0 and 0b respectively. Right? So therefore, if we know the coordinates of A and B, what should be the midpoint of AB? Coordinates of P. Because P is the midpoint of A and B, right? In terms of A and B, what should be the midpoint? If I take this one as x1, y1, x2, y2, it should be x1 plus x2, a plus 0, y2, and y1 plus y2, 0 plus b by 2, right? Which is equal to p a by 2, b by 2, right? But what are the coordinates of p given here? 2 minus 3. And according to the problem, you have p a by 2, b by 2 must be equal to 2 minus 3, right? So what do you get here? A by 2 must be equal to 2 and b by 2 must be equal to minus 3. So you get a is equal to 4 and b is equal to minus 6. Hence, what are the coordinates of A and B? Coordinates of A, I had taken as A0, right? Value of A is 4, so 4, 0. What are the coordinates of B? 0b, and means 0 minus 6, right? That finishes the first part of the question. Next question is the slope of the line AB. Okay. If you see this line, you need to find out the slope of this line. Now there are you can find it in 2 ways or 3 ways in fact. What are those ways? See, you know 3 points on this, right? You know, you already know this to be 4, 0, isn't it? And you already know the other point to be 0 minus 6, right? You know the coordinates of B to be minus 6. You can find out the slope of AB. What is the formula for finding out the slope of AB when you know 2 points on the straight line? Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, right? Now see, but you know 3 points in this. That means you can either consider you can either consider A and P and then find out the slope. That is, either you can consider this point and this point, find out the slope, or you can also consider this point and this point to find out the slope, right? Or you can also consider this point A and this point B. So there are three ways of finding out the slope. Either you consider A and P, or you can consider P and B, or you can consider A and B, right? Let's consider A and B. So here A is 40 and B is 0 minus 6. Therefore, slope of the line AB right? What should be the slope? If you consider this as your x1, this as your y1, this as your x2, this is your y2, then the slope of the line AB is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Simply put the values here. Y2 is minus 6, y1 is 0, divided by x2 is 0, and x1 is 4. So you get minus 6 by minus 4. So this cancels. You get 3 by 2 as the slope. Okay, that answers the second question. Okay, let's see the third question. Equation of the line AB. Again, equation of the line AB, you can find it in three possible ways. Okay, what are those ways? Either you definitely have to use 2-point form, right? Because because 3 points on the straight line, isn't it? You know the point A, you know the point P, and you know the point B. So any 2 points you can choose among these three. Either you can choose A and P, A as x1 y1, P as x2 y2, or you can choose P as x1 y1 and B as x2 y2, or you can choose A as x1 y1 and B as x2 y2. So three ways of doing. So let's choose A and B once again to find out the equation, because A and B both contain zeros. My guess is it may make the calculation a little easier, right? So hence here A is 40, which I consider, let's say, x1 y1, and B is 0 minus 6, which I consider as x2 y2. Hence, equation of the line AB, 2-point form, y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Put the values. Y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 is 0, x2 is 0, minus x1 is 4 into x minus x1 is 4, right? That means you get y is equal to minus 6 by minus 4 into x minus 4, right? So that means you get y is equal to cancel 3 by 2, y is equal to 3 by 2 times x minus 4. Now if you cross multiply, you're going to get 2y is equal to 3x minus 12. Okay, now you take y on this side, you write 0 is equal to 3x minus 2y minus 12. That means what is the required equation of the line? 3x minus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. Okay, that is the required equation of the straight line. That completes third part also. Okay, let's moving on to the next question. Okay, next question, if you see, I want to number 31. Okay, now this is a little inverted. You have to make a little effort to read. Otherwise, you can listen to me carefully. Okay, the question is, find the equation of the diagonals of a rectangle whose sides are, that means whose sides have equations x is equal to -1, x is equal to 2, y is equal to -2, and y is equal to 6. So if I roughly draw the figure in the XY plane. Okay, so you have your origin, x and x dash, y and y dash. Now see, equation of the whose sides, you need to find out the equation of the diagonals of a rectangle, whose sides are, what are the sides? X is equal to -1. So let's roughly draw x is equal to -1. Now x is equal to -1, if you remember, is a line that is parallel to the y-axis. And because x is equal to -1 is there, that is negative, you have x is equal to a form is a line that is parallel to the y-axis. And because x is equal to a is a straight line that is parallel to the y-axis, we'll draw a straight line passing through this point, that is -1, 0, right? Because you have x is equal to -1, we'll draw a straight line which passes through this point, and because the form of the equation is x is equal to a, it must be parallel to the y-axis. So this is your straight line. Okay, this is one side of the rectangle, x is equal to -1. Okay, what is the next side? X is equal to 2. Now that means x is equal to 2 is also a straight line parallel to the y-axis, but this time it is a straight line which is in the which passes through the point 2, 0 and is parallel to the y-axis. So let's draw this line. This is your straight line, right? This is the straight line whose equation is x is equal to 2. Okay. Next, what is the next side? Y is equal to -2. Y is equal to -2 will be a straight line which will pass through this point, right? 0, -2. And because y is equal to b is the form, so from the standard equations, you know y is equal to b is a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. So this will be a straight line that will actually pass through this point. Okay, so this will be your line y is equal to -2. Okay, next line is y is equal to 6. So y is equal to 6. This y is equal to 6 will pass through this point. Y is equal to 6 will be a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis and will pass through the point 6, 0. So therefore, this will be right. So this, what rectangle is formed here? If you see what are the point of intersection of these lines, this one is one point. Let's call it A. This is another point B. This is another point C, and this is another point D. Right. So A, B, C, D are the point of intersection, and thus these lines form your rectangle A, B, C, D. Right. Now the question they have asked you to find out the equation of the diagonals. Right. Now in this case, if you require the equation of the diagonals, let's join the diagonals. You have AC as one diagonal, and you have BD as the other diagonal. Right. You need to find out the equation of AC and BD. But in order to find out the equation of the diagonals AC and BD, you need the coordinates of A, B, C, D. So let's first find out the coordinates of A, B, C, D. Now see, A. The point A is the point of intersection of which lines? The vertex A of the rectangle ABCD is the point of intersection of which two lines? If you see in the figure, it is the point of intersection of x is equal to -1 and y is equal to -2. So therefore, what should be the coordinates of A? Coordinates of A should be -1 and -2, right? So you're getting the coordinates of A as -1, -2, right? Similarly, what should be the coordinates of B? If you see, B is the point of intersection of which lines? This line, x is equal to -2 and y is equal to x is equal to 2 and y is equal to -2. So therefore, the coordinates of B will be 2, -2. Let's write it here, 2, -2. Coordinates of C. C is the point of intersection of which lines? This line is y is equal to 6, right? And C is the point of intersection of which lines? Y is equal to 6 and X is equal to this. Y is equal to 6 and X is equal to 2, isn't it? So similarly, coordinates of C. X is 2, X is equal to 2 and Y is equal to 6. So 2, 6 is a point of intersection of C. And coordinates of D is what? A line, point of intersection of which lines? It is X is equal to -1 and Y is equal to 6, right? D is the point of intersection of these two lines. Therefore, its coordinate must be -1, 6, right? So we have got all the 4 vertices of the rectangle. Now we can find out the equation of the rectangle. Let's find equation of the diagonals. So here AC is one diagonal. So A is the point what? -1, -2. Now what is the point C? 2, 6, right? So by 2-point form, we can find out the equation of the diagonal. Therefore, equation of the diagonal EC is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. You consider this as your x1 y1 and this as your x2 y2, and you put the values here. So you get y minus y1 is equal to y2, which is 6, minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1, right? Now you just simplify this. You get y plus 2 is equal to 6 plus 2, which is 8, divided by 2 plus 1, which is 3, divided by x into x plus 1. Cross multiply, you get 3y plus 6 is equal to 8x plus 8, right? Now you take everything to this side, so you get 0 is equal to 8x. From plus 3y it becomes minus 3y, and from plus 6 it becomes minus 6. Right? That means you're getting here 8x minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. And that is the equation of the diagonal AC. You also need to find out the equation of the diagonal BD, right? So write down the coordinates of B and D first. Here B is the point 2, minus 2, and D is the point -1, 6, right? So therefore, equation of the diagonal BD is again 2-point form: y minus y1, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Consider this as your x1 y1, this as your x2 y2, right? So you get y minus y1 is -2, y2 is 6, minus y1 is -2 divided by x2 -1 minus x1 is 2 into x minus x1 is 2, right? And now we can simplify this. So you get y plus 2 is equal to x plus 2, 8 by -3 into x minus 2. Cross multiply, you get -3 into y plus 2 is equal to 8 times x minus 2. So you get -3y minus 6 is equal to 8x minus 16. Now you take everything on the right hand side. So you get 0 is equal to 8x plus 3y plus 6 minus 16. You get 8x plus 3y minus 10 is equal to 0. And that is the required equation of the other diagonal BD. Okay, so what are the equations of the diagonals? This is one equation we have got. What is the other equation we have got? Okay, so that is what your diagonals are. Let's attempt the next question then. Question number 32. Now this question is a question which can be solved in many ways. Okay, more than one way. I'll show you the most simple way of solving, which is according to your syllabus. Okay, once you will be doing more more standard forms of the equation of a straight line, and once you will be doing straight lines in greater detail in class 11, you will know that there are at least three ways of doing this problem. Okay, so let's stick to one way of the most simplest way of doing. The question is, find the equation of a straight line passing through the origin and through the point of intersection of the lines, and two equations are given. So you need to find out the equation of such a straight line which passes through the point of intersection of, let's say, these two straight lines. Okay, that means what is the equation of the straight lines given? 5x plus 7y is equal to 3. And what is the equation of the other one? 2x minus 3y is equal to 7. Okay, you need to find an equation of such a straight line that passes through the point of intersection P, right? So this is the dotted line. We need to find the equation of this dotted line. Okay, now this is dotted line is such a straight line that it passes through the point of intersection of these two lines. Okay, let's say L1 and L2. Okay, and this straight line also passes through the origin. Let's say origin is here. Okay, so now you need to find out the equation of this dotted line. Okay, so how do you attempt to uh, find this equation? See, first of all, how do you find out the point of intersection of two straight lines if the equations are given? You solve the two equations simultaneously, right? So to find, given here, equation is 5x plus 7y minus 3 is equal to 0. And what is the other equation? 2x minus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. I have made the left hand side 0. Okay. So now you need to solve these two equations simultaneously. So 1, call this 1 and 2. So solving 1 and 2 simultaneously, we get the point of intersection P. Right, of the two straight lines. So okay. And how do we solve these two equations? Elimination method, right? Multiply this by 2, multiply this by 5, right? This will eliminate x. So you have 10x plus 14y minus 6 is equal to 0. And here you have 10x minus 15y minus 35 is equal to 0. Subtract. Right? This will cancel. You'll get 29y, and minus 6 plus 35 will give you plus 29 is equal to 0. That means you get 29y is equal to minus 29. That means you get y is equal to minus 29 by 29. That means you are getting y is equal to minus 1. This will cancel, right? Now, how to get x? You can put x is equal to minus, y is equal to minus 1 in any of the two equations. Let's say I put it in 2, because 2 I feel has lower coefficients. We get 2x minus 3 into minus 1 minus 7 is equal to 0. So you get 2x plus 3 plus 7 is equal to 0. Means you get 2x plus 10 is equal to 0. That means you get 2x is equal to minus 10. That means you get x is equal to minus 10 by 2. That means you're getting x is equal to minus 5. You can see, right? So we have got x is equal to minus 5 and y is equal to minus 1. Therefore, point of intersection P of the lines, point of intersection of the lines L1 and L2 is minus 5, minus 1, right? So we have got this point of intersection, minus 5, minus 1. And now we need to find the equation of the dotted line. This dotted, what is the other condition given? That it also passes through the origin, right? So this, it passes through the origin O, 0, 0. So that means on the dotted line, you know 2 points, right? If you know 2 points on a straight line, what is the standard form that you use to find out the equation of a straight line? The 2-point form, right? So in order to find out the equation of the dotted line, you use the 2-point form. So first write the coordinates. So here A is sorry, O is 0, 0, and P is -5, -1. Okay. So hence required equation of the line which passes through P, the point of intersection of the lines, -5, -1, and the origin is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Okay. So now in this, if you consider this as your x1 y1 and this as your x2 y2, anyway you can consider. Okay. So you have y1 is 0, y2 is -1, y1 is 0, x2 is -5, x1 is 0, so 0. Okay. So you get here y is equal to -1 by -5 into x, right? So this cancels. So simply get y is equal to x by 5. Cross multiply, you get 5y is equal to x. That means you get x minus 5y is equal to 0. And this is the required equation of the line. Okay. If instead of the origin, if they would have given you some other point, that is, they have given you passes through a point of intersection of this, and it has and also passes through origin. If they could have, instead of the origin, they could have given you some other point, and you would have used the same 2-point form to find out the equation of the line. What you also note here is that if you see in this line, I just want you to note this, that since if you see x minus 5y is equal to 0 is the equation of a line which passes through the origin, passes through the origin. That is, it has only x and y. It has only um, x component and y component. Right. So if I give you a question like which are, if I give you two equations, let's say 2x minus 3y is equal to 0, and if I give you another equation 5x plus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0, and I ask you which one passes through the origin, just by looking at the equation you can say which one passes through the origin. See, this only has x and y, right? But this has an extra -3 here, so this passes through the origin because it does not have this extra constant term. Okay, it only has x and y. Okay, so whenever you see an equation which contains only x and y and it does not contain this constant term, that means you will know that the equation, that line passes through the origin. Okay, I'll stop here.